shift feels like completely like, wait, or I'm like, I see a photo of me online and I was like, the Star magazines when you're like checking out at like a grocery store register and you see someone's like photo on the front page with like that image and we see all of our photos like that. We're like, is that real?
Yeah. I know. That's a good question.
I was actually shocked, like watching back some of the episodes. Like, obviously, we know we're on camera. We know we have a microphone. We know they're listening and seeing it. But I was shocked. Like when me and Cedric were up at the fish tank and we shared our secrets. I was like, damn, they were like, that camera was like right there. It was like, it felt like the cameraman was like in the room with us. That's how close and how like personal it felt. That was pretty cool to see how that all comes together.
Yeah, the one that got me, like, that they use, it was probably like 5, 6 a.m. And like, me and MJ are like talking or whatever, and she says like she's got on like rosacea. I don't even know what that is. And I was like, what? And she was like, rosacea. And I was like, I thought you said focaccia. I was like, that was like in real time, probably like 5 or 6 a.m. And you don't know people are watching you, All right, somebody else pick one.
Let's pick one that we haven't been asked before. Get creative with your questions, everyone.
Yeah, that's
I want to see something that we haven't seen before.
Shout out to Big Brother Feeds up in the mix. Thanks for what you do. I watch them.
There's one here that's asking how hard was the downtime? That was my downfall in the game, was the downtime, was the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, the downtime was tough. It was tough for me because, again, being older, I didn't have a lot of really good conversations with people because we didn't have a lot in common. I had real good conversations with Cedric and Matt, and I felt really good, talking to you guys. I just felt comfortable talking to you guys. But for everybody else, it kind of was like, it was tough for me. So the downtime was tough for me.
It was so hard,
especially when you couldn't be in the backyard.
Oh my gosh, that was so tough. Like, I really struggle with that because I spend all day outside. I mean, I really am just like a Georgia boy, you know what I mean? I spend all day outside. So like not being able to go outside, no windows, no sunlight, no fresh air. That was really hard.
That's hard. And but what be killing me is how much downtime we have. Like, if it was like a little bit, but it's like, yo, 90% of the time is downtime.
I wish I had downtime. I would have loved to have downtime. I felt like I was working 24/7 in that house. I was like, I wish I were bored for a second because I was not bored for a bit because every day, even when I had the power veto, there was just like conversation after theory. Like Angela would come up to me and then Matt would come up to me and then Tucker would come up to me. And I'm like, I need a moment. I'm on like slop trying to like make, some slop and sleep on a box. And then there'd be more stuff. And I was like, I knew Kenny was like, how do I pass the time? And I was like, want to switch some spots right now? I wasn't bored for a minute, and low-key, I wish I was.
All right, I want to ask this question. What was y'all's first impression of everybody? Attractive? Like, did you find anybody like sketchy?
I don't know if this made it into because I haven't watched it back, but someone asked me how I felt about you, and this is like the about you, and this is like I might have told this already. This is like the very first interaction we had, and I was like, I don't know about that Matt guy. We were walking in, and Kenny and I were talking up with the girls the whole time. I'm like, dog, we haven't even started yet.
I got to work. I got to rely on my strengths.
Man.
Yeah, no, so that's so funny, Cedric, because I said the same thing about you too. I was like, that boy's too smooth. And I told somebody in the storage room, I was like, if I was HOH, I might put him up. Because I thought you were so slick. And you were moving so well across the house that I was like, that's what's going to be hard to play against because like I'm not going to move as much as him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So continuing on, I did not think me and Leah nemesis.
Say that again.
I thought Leah was gonna be my arch nemesis, and she ended up becoming like probably my best friend in the house. Like because like we had our first conversation, and she's like, "I'm from Miami," and like I don't know what y'all's interaction with Miami people is like. No disrespect to Miami, but I was just like, I don't live the Miami like lifestyle. You know what I mean? And so she starts talking about like all these like celebrities that she met, like all the like money that they spend, like she's like been in all these like cool like crazy situations, and I'm like, I was like, I literally like do not do any of that, like anything. So I thought Leo was going to be my arch nemesis. I was like, there's no way this girl is going to end up liking me. But me and MJ were in the like bathroom area and like just hanging out, and late at night I think everybody was asleep, and Leah comes in there like randomly, and we just like hit it off, like could not stop laughing. Great conversation, and that's like what ultimately formed our Thromance alliance, because we just like enjoyed hanging out with each other. So I didn't think I would get along with Leah. I was a little afraid of you, Lisa. I was like a little afraid, like I was, because you came out with like a lot of like you weren't afraid to like have eyes on you, and like even, you know, I don't know how much we can talk about the pre like moment of going in the house, but I was like, dude, this girl like is not afraid to be seen, and I was like, I'm a little afraid of her, and that's why I was a little sus about you for a while, because I thought, I was like, this Lisa is the girl who's going to try to make an example out of me, like coming in. That's what I thought, and so.
How to make an example.
That's what I thought at first, and then the more we talked, I was like, oh, that's not the case. But I like kind of kept you at a distance the first couple of days, because I was like, if I get too close to her, she's going to be like, hear me out, everybody. Let's screw over Matt. I was like, I'm scared. Oh my gosh. I got to figure out how I can talk about this, because y'all are going to think, I don't know if I told y'all this, but so like, you kind of know, like, when you've gone through our process, like, they know so much about you. Let's just say that. Like, because it's obvious, right? You've had to talk about your personality, your type, whatever, right? So when we only came in with 8, I'm obviously like, who is the girl that I feel like they casted based off what I said was my type, right? And so I wish I could tell this, like, in full, I'll tell you all in person in full detail, but then, so I'm looking around, and like I've only dated girls that have like really dark hair and are like, and then we came in with our 8, and so I'm looking at Brooklyn, and I'm like, is Brooklyn like, is it Brooklyn? I was like, is it Brooklyn? And then Brooklyn goes, she was like, you know, she said she's from Dallas, and I was like, oh yeah, like, I was like, is this like the girl? And then she keeps talking about it. She's like, yeah, me and my kids, like, always blah, 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 blah. And I was like, they really, like, think I could be a dad? Like, you know, I was like, really? And then she was like, yeah, and my husband. And I was like, whoa, okay. It's not.
I understand.
Brooklyn. So that was, like, my first interaction with Brooklyn. And then Kenny, you and I hit it off so fast. Like, I never even got to make a read on you. Like, you were my guy from like hour 1 and 2, you know? And then, I mean, obviously I thought Angela would be nice, you know? I thought she was going to be nice and motherly. That was my first impression. T-Core was from Atlanta, and I was like, should I dive into that? I didn't talk to Chemo until like the 3rd or 4th day. Then Chelsea, we had a lot of like similar professional history, so I thought I never had to worry about her, but you know, yeah. Rabina was Filipino, so I thought, Rabina told me she would never put me up or vote for me because she said we were playing for something bigger than the game. So she got me with that. I never campaigned to her because of it. I didn't think she would vote for me.
Did you guys know that? I'm not sure if I was listening to the conversation in the yard. So Brooklyn went to the same high school at the same time as Joseph's brother.
Isn't that like a room? Like they weren't really friends though, right? But
Yeah, they weren't.
she's
They
telling
weren't friends.
everyone that they're like friends.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. No, they were sitting there talking, and she's like, "I went to such and such school." And he's like, "My brother went to that school. What year did you graduate?" And they figured out that like they were like within the same, maybe not the same class, but they were definitely in the school at the same time.
What?
In Tampa, yeah. That's crazy.
Wow.
Little Skittle, thank you for like 500 roses. That's insane. I appreciate that.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, they were in the same school though. Dang. And then like Brooklyn, there was something in the feed from Twitter that Brooklyn was trying to tell Joseph that her brother was her best friend, and Joseph was like, "No, that's not true."
Yeah.
Man, that's wild. All right, everybody else's first impressions. Anything?
Kenny, I wanted to work with you. I was like, there's something to learn from him. He's going to be really smart, really wise. He's going to be great at this game. So, like, I had my eye on you.
Surprise, surprise.
The unexpected.
But I think we like kind of, we all know what happened. Cedric, I just saw your baby blue eyes. That's honestly my first impression of you. Oh, and I thought that you were really nice and polite. You and Kenny both like held the doors open for us. So you guys were very well mannered from the get-go. Cedric, you seemed like I think you were like a little nervous. I could feel your nerves at first. Like the first day, I think you were like, because cleanliness is really like important to you kind of thing. So yeah. I saw some things about like, that adjustment period of living with 16 strangers. So I thought that was like, something that you just needed like a comfort level to get there. And then Matt, I was going to make you a protein shake and work out with you. And I was just like, oh, wonder why they're putting me next to Matt. Wonder what's going on here. So I was like, are there ulterior motives?
Yup.
Lisa, the first thing that I like really remember about you were like you were like super fun, but then besides that, like the first thing that really reminds me in my head, you were sitting next to Cam and you were like, we're gonna call this Cam Shrimp. And I was like, she loves him. She's in love. She loves this dude. Yeah, it killed me. Thank you for over 1,000 roses, little Skittle. Appreciate it. I'm gonna have
little
to like
Skittle going crazy.
Oh, I did make Cam Shrimp. Oh my god, that was the shrimp. That was the shrimp that's everyone's talking about. Was Cam Shrimp? He wanted like a specific shrimp, so I made it. But like, that's me. I'm a chef. Like, when Angela wanted like breakfast burritos when she won HOH, I made tacos at night so we could have
I remember that.
burritos the next day. Like,
right. But that's
wanted me to save some soup for him. Like, that's how I connect with people in the real world, is through food.
Yeah, which I mean, I wasn't knocking. I was just like,
I mean, Cam wasn't not cute.
I know, like the fact that you were like, I'm gonna call it Cam Shrimp was killing me. And then the first thing that stuck for Cam was that Cam was, thank you, little Skittle again. Cam was macking all the girls, and I was just sitting there like, I was literally sitting there just like this, and then he was just macking. He was like, he was macking to you, he was macking to Leah, he was macking to Chelsea. And I'm falling for you too.
Yo, I will say, like, I got asked that question a lot when I was the only one out. Everybody was asking me, like, who did I think Cam was going to end up with?
Yeah.
Like, how real was that in the house? Like, was there like actually like a vibe, or was it just like boosted up?
It was Chelsea wanting Cam, but Cam's into Leah, so Chelsea realizing that like they're solar opposites. Thank you for the little galaxy thing. Like she didn't have a chance with Cam, but I think now Chelsea and Cam are trying to get together, and he's leaving Leah. Yeah, some tea. There you go.
Do you think like any of them like after the show will like See what's up?
I don't.
I think the strongest showmance right now is you and MJ. No, but
I think it's Kenny and Matt is the real showmans here.
there we go. Joseph and Chemo,
That's for
maybe.
sure. That's for sure.
It's gotta be me and Kenny. I mean, it's gotta be. Y'all, everybody keeps asking about my puppy. Let me clear that up. I'm going to get him tomorrow. He's with my mom right now. And oh my gosh, did I tell you all this? My grandma is actually going back to the Philippines tomorrow. Yeah, so I gotta go home and help everybody take care of that. My grandma's going back to the Philippines, which is actually a huge deal for our family. But I'm gonna bring my puppy Kopi back home tomorrow, and I'm pumped. I can't wait.
Your parents might not let you do it.
They might not. I don't know. My dad is like, get this dog out of the house. But my mom loves my dog. So I'm ready to have him back for sure. I miss him so much. That's my dude. He's gonna be so big. He's gonna be huge. All right. Let's take another question.
That was on 1%. Thank you for these little heart clouds.
Y'all are great. Keep showing everybody love. All right. This one only pertains to me and Cedric, but I'm curious. Like, what was your plan on like haircuts?
There was no plan.
No plan.
There was no plan. That's why I was like, dang, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. But look, I just got faded up today, though. You see, no.
Hey, a little temp fade?
Yeah, a little temp fade, a little temp wrong. So yeah, but my plan was to just like be nappy headed.
I know my flow looked so bad on TV. That was wild. All right, let's see.
Did you? I don't know, if Kenny, if this affected you, but did you get to a point, Matt, where you're like, I don't even care what I look like right now?
100%, bro. 100%.
Hey, go ahead.
I abandoned like all that because of like, I mean, they know this is public information, but you're like sequestered before you go into the show. And so like, I already felt like trash from that time where like I couldn't like move and work out and stuff. So like I was already like done. And even like my exit interview, like my hair, I was like, I'm looking ratty, like for real. So it'd be like that. Let's see. Oh, here, how about this? Where would y'all have hidden the veto card in hide and go veto?
I would have put it under the red things, like in the fish room, because they come up.
Wait, could you go upstairs?
Yeah, I don't think you go upstairs. I think you gotta stay downstairs.
Then if I had to stay downstairs, sorry, this TikTok just gave me this weird thing, and it's like, welcome to the vault, and now I'm like, my whole screen is like, looks like a thing.
It looks fine here.
Yeah, I would have put it, I don't know.
I think I would have put it near the couch, like near the where the block is, because no one no one ever really liked to go near there anyway. Yeah, I would have tried to hide it, in there somewhere, and it kind of seemed like in the comp, everybody kind of was flying right by that area.
I had 3. So one, and this is so annoying, is I would have put it probably my first spot would have been where MJ actually put it, because I would have thought everybody was gonna run in and then completely miss like right next to the door. And so I would have put it in one of the plants, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that she put it there. 2, I would have put it behind one of the chopping boards in the kitchen. And then 3, I would have tried to put it behind the refrigerator.
Good. I would have put it, thinking about it now, I would have put it, in the bathroom where the cushions are?
Yeah.
There's like a gap in between the wall and the cushion in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I would have put it there and just put there's always towels over it, so I don't even think anyone knows the gap there. So I would have just pushed the towels over it, and then it would have been sitting in there.
Yeah, I would have probably put it like rolled up in one of those like Turkish towels kind of thing, or like somewhere in the shower, like hidden by other stuff, because I don't know if people wanted to like get wet.
Yeah.
Because the floor was always like gross in the shower.
Put it in the toilet where the bidet is.
I wouldn't hide it in the kitchen.
Oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the juicy deets. Did y'all use the bidet?
Yes.
I did not. No, and the only reason I didn't because I can't see, so I couldn't see the directions, and I wasn't gonna go.
Yes.
I never had my glasses, so I wasn't able to read the directions, and I was nervous that something would have went crazy.
Yeah.
Were y'all there when I used it for the first time? I thought, Lisa, you might have been there. I don't know. I used it for the first time. It was like,
I mean, I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
were you there when like I got out and I was like, that was crazy?
I think so. I think so. I mean,
Oh my gosh,
don't
that
know
was
until you
wild.
try it.
Because Kenny's right. Like, you can't read the instructions, so you don't know like which setting. You don't know like what pressure level you're on. Like, because I did it twice, and then I was like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, and I don't know which button I just recently pressed. But one of them would go, and then the other one would just kind of give like a. But the one that I the second time, it was like the like jet, and I was like, I just can't. Like, I'm not mentally prepared enough to do that.
Yeah.
I tried all the buttons. You got to do a tutorial for all the buttons. Just try them all.
You
Yeah,
tried
they have
them all?
different settings. Yeah, I
Like
just had
in
to
one
know.
go? Did you try them all in one go, or it was just like this one's
Yeah.
good?
I'm staying out of this conversation.
That's crazy. I did it until I got to the HOH room, because in the HOH room, like it's like secluded more.
Yeah.
Like, safer in there.
The one in the HOH room was better. It had.
Yeah.
I like the features of the settings better.
So I don't think I ever used the one downstairs. So I feel like it'd run out of water, which doesn't feel good.
All right,
It's
next
just more
question.
It's hygienic. It's hygienic. So it's just a different way of having different kinds of hygiene.
All right, next question. We got to make a decision on AI instigator. I'm gonna put my vote in for Joseph.
Joseph or Leah is where I'm at. I think Leah would be like super like, it'd be unsuspecting.
I love that girl, bro. I love Leah so much. Like, I miss her.
I don't know what. So can you explain AI instigator to me? Is it like a player upgrade or like a player downgrade?
So like, I was watching it with Matt from last season, and we were like, "Yo, what?" But essentially, like this. So okay, I'll explain it, and then I'll express my confusion. So essentially, it's like somebody through Ansley is gonna like spread misinformation throughout the house, and
Right, but is that an upgrade or a downgrade to the
I
player?
think it's an upgrade. I think it's supposed to be like you can like rat on someone else's alliance or like talk bad about somebody. I don't know what the parameters are around it, but like here's what I don't understand. I don't know if y'all watching, like you can help explain, but I don't understand if like in the deep fake HOH where the fake Angela was like doing her thing. I don't understand if everybody knew that obviously wasn't Angela, like because everybody knew Quinn had the deep HOH. Why would they believe the AI instigator when it's spreading misinformation?
See, I don't know, because it could be used. I see what they're saying, because there could be some truth and some misinformation. So I think what they're doing. Let's go.
Lisa, are you on the interstate or what's going on?
Huh? At least on the interstate is crazy.
Lisa's sitting on Highway 78. Like, what's going on over there?
I'm sorry. This is usually, I'm at my apartment and usually there's not this many cars driving by. And I think there's been like 20 cars that have driven by. I'm trying to mute it every time. But
No, she's
my
capping.
bad. I had
She's
no
got to
idea.
hop on the private jet and go to Turks and Caicos or something. Like,
I wish.
He's waiting for a security
let's work on
team.
that piece. I honestly want to hire a bodyguard.
okay, so
Bodyguard? Lisa, they coming at
No.
you.
Lisa, you're
I just
damn.
I don't think
I'm
you need a
just-
bodyguard, Sonny.
Who's after you, Lisa?
I'm just playing after your funny narrative of like the private jet with a bodyguard to escort you there kind of thing. No, I don't need any of this. I'm literally at my apartment sitting outside and cars are driving by because I want to be on this live with you, but I'm going to try to mute it. I got you. And no, I just came back. I just got off of a plane from New York. So that's where I am at. And for anyone wondering, I was not driving. I was in an Uber. So I wasn't using like my, like on my phone while driving for safety reasons. Safety first, kids.
Yeah, I got, bless you, Sadie. I got banned. I tried to do a TikTok while I was driving to the gym and it banned me for a day. I was like, damn, I didn't know it was like that. Yeah, like they banned me for a day. And honestly, everybody in the comments was like, Matt, don't drive, you're gonna get banned. And I was like, nah, they won't know, I'll just hide it. Boom, banned. That was lame. Okay, but back to the AI or the AI instigator. Why would people believe that?
Yeah, because I think that there's so much ambiguity. What's that word? Ambiguity? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. Ambiguity. Yeah, there's so much ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
That
Ambiguity.
it means, yeah, right. Because like you could be like, oh, that's Joseph's picture, but Quinn had Angela's picture, so Joseph might not be the one doing it. Or like, oh, maybe it is, you know, but then at the same time, it could play like maybe it is Joseph because that's something only he would know. So it all depends on the information. I'm interested to see what it is because I'm confused still.
Yeah, they haven't talked about it much, but I like the Joseph and even Leah idea, but I don't know. Kenny, Lisa, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's
What
going
if
to be.
it's not a? Yeah, go ahead. Oh. What if it's not? What if it's not like an AI instigator and it's done? And it's done. You know, like season 16 where they had like America's Alliance kind of thing and they like planted seeds in the house kind of thing and you didn't know it was kind of voted on. Maybe it's like that like someone is voted as instigator and they have to do it. No,
Okay.
not a theory. Okay. We don't like that one. Okay, veto that idea.
Yeah.
We will table that one.
I don't know. Y'all in the chat, can y'all like does anybody understand this more than us? Like
Somebody said that if they win the task, I just saw this. So I saw two things. Someone said you don't want anyone in the Pentagon to have the power up ? And that's, I don't know what the power up is. So I don't know if it's upgrade or downgrade, which is why they say anything in the Pentagon. But somebody said just now that if like you complete all the tasks, so I'm assuming Ainsley will give you a task of this information, and if you complete them, you get money. So as long as you earn money.
Oh. So you got to sell out for Ainsley.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like you might have to jeopardize some game for like $5,000.
I'd be throwing that junk like out the window. You kick for 5 G's, I'd be like, I'll do anything.
Crazy. Some of them get crazy. Like some of the prize money would be like 20,000 or like
20,000?
Yeah, some of them get crazy. It'd be like an all-exclusive trip to Europe for a month. Like,
dang, I would be all over that. 5K is sad, Matt. What do you mean? I'll take anything that's free. Y'all are tripping. All right, we need to decide. We need to decide. So if we're gonna say us four have decided on, we gotta take a vote here.
I like Joseph.
One for Joseph. Cedric, you gotta choose.
Wait, go to Lisa first.
Lisa.
I want none of the people that you recommended.
Who do you want?
I would vote maybe for Chemo or T-Core just because like it would be really interesting to see somewhat some of the other people in the house are clear instigators or capable of that. So it would be interesting to see people that you wouldn't expect to be the instigators to like pull some maybe very strategic moves as the instigators, and they're thinking in a different way than some of the rest of the house. So I think that would be a kind of twist for everyone.
That would be dope because Chemo has like tea time with Chemo. So like if they spill some like relationship tea or whatever, then Chemo would fit. But yeah.
Tea time with Chemo, is that the same as spill the tea with Lisa?
I think it's called T for T with chemo. So like you give him a secret, he gives you a secret, but he never gives you a secret. He just runs away with your secret. That's why I knew not to trust chemo. That's why I should have known not to trust him because you'll give him a secret.
He showed you his cards.
Huh?
He showed you his cards. All right, I think I'm gonna go. Wait, so Lisa, you want chemo?
I think chemo would be a fun one.
So we've got one Joseph, one chemo. Seti, what about you?
I could do Joseph because if it's an upgrade, if it's an upgrade, like I think he would use the money. Like we've had conversations, so I don't think he'd be like stupid with the money. So I could go Joseph.
Okay.
If it's an upgrade, then it's an upgrade, and I don't want to do a Pentagon member because I don't want to jeopardize any of their games. So I would be down for Joseph.
Wait, so here's my only devil's advocate to that is like, would Joseph use it for Tucker's benefit?
No.
No, I don't think he would. I think he would only use it for. He would use it for himself.
I think like
He's rocking with Tucker the closest.
Yeah, they do have a final too. Now I saw that, but I think like Ainsley gives you the information to spread. So, and then that would force him to make a decision on if he tells Tucker and risks losing all the money, or if he just hides it from Tucker and risks Tucker not trusting him anymore.
Huh. What's up, Nick? That's my boy right there.
I don't know if I believe any of Tucker's final two. I think he's telling everyone what they want to hear, and he's going to play that until it is not beneficial for his game.
Yeah, it's convenient. It's convenient.
I don't know if he's going to. I mean, he also approached me with a final two.
Same. Me too.
So I don't know how valid that one is.
That's a question I have for you,
Huh?
Matt. That's the question I have for you, Matt. Matt, Tucker said he didn't approach you with the final two.
Dude, I swear on my life, so Tucker on day 2, the first day we were allowed to go outside, we were all working out. This is also the first name I ever heard from anybody in the house. And unfortunately it was you, Lisa, but Tucker was, like, we were working out outside and I was trying to like sniff out what they were thinking. Like, I didn't know if people were talking game yet. So I was like, yeah, man, I think some people are already playing. And they were like, yeah. And Tucker was like, yeah, I know somebody already is. And I was like, and they showed this on the episode. I was like, who? And he was like, the other chef. And then you walk out right then. And I was like, did they plan that? Like, was that real? So you were the first person that anybody ever said to me. But then that's the first time Tucker was like, yeah, we're the 3 athletes in the house. We need to stick together. And in my mind, I was like, it's going to be really stupid for me to just rock with the other like big guys out here working out. So I was going to keep that on lock. So Tucker one night said to me, he was like, bro, I don't want to get to the end and feel like I like did not get to play against the best competitor. And he tells me, he goes, I think you were the only person that could genuinely beat me in a physical comp. And so I was just rocking with him. I was like, yeah, like I agree. Like I would, if I lost to you, I'd tip my hat and I'd cheer you on, you know? And so he was like, hey man, if you're down, final 2. And I was like, how do you like, what am I supposed to like put a pin in it? So I was like, okay. And then so I came back to see where his boat was, like before everything went down. And he was taking a dump. And so he came back in and he was like, hold up, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I was like, cool. He was like, but we can still talk. I was like, all right. And then I was like, yeah, what are you thinking? He was like, bro, I still rock with you. I meant what I said about the final 2. And I was like, bro, same. And I just kept saying everything he had said to me the day prior. I was like, I want to compete against the best competitor. I was like,
Cedric, are you Cedric, you're shook right now. Tucker lied a lot. A lot of the things that he said to you were probably lies.
No, I believe that. I was just like, it's just so frustrating because like I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or if he's not doing it on purpose. So, like,
he's doing it on purpose.
He'll say something and then like get mad at other people for doing the exact same thing he's doing.
Exactly.
That was a thing with Quinn. He was mad at Quinn that Quinn got invited into another alliance that included him, which was what Kenny had did. Kenny asked Quinn You remember this? You asked Quinn to be in an alliance with Tucker and I. That's what started the whole Tucker wanting to like get Quinn out. Was because Tucker, Quinn was in Rabina's underdog alliance as well with Tucker. So when Kenny invited him into another alliance, he was like upset. I don't know. I don't really understand why. And then, yeah, he's crazy. But I wasn't sure. I figured a lot of Tucker was wild.
Yeah, and on the back end, like when I got out of the house, that was one of the most surprising things to me was Tucker. So this was like, again, it was edited weird. Or I don't even know if this made it, but essentially what happened, Angela asked to speak to me a second time. And so I was like, okay. So I go up into her room, and the first thing she says is she goes, Matt, just use the veto on Kenny. Use the veto on Kenny. That's your guy. I want you to know you can trust me. Use the veto on Kenny. And I was like, Angela, okay. Like, I mean, obviously I'm thinking like, yeah, I'll keep Kenny. But then she goes, like, go ahead and use it on him. But like in my head, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to get to play in power veto, much less win power veto. You know what I mean? So I was like, why are you assuming I'm already have the power veto? I thought that was weird. But then I was like, Angela, I think these are your, just how I see it, these are your options. Like these are your options. I said option number one, and obviously she don't want to talk about this, right? I said option number one is you keep me and put me up on the block. That's option number one. You put me up on the block. You rock with what your big show, and you put me up on the block. I was like, option number two is you originally said you picked the three that you thought were talking game the least. I was like, so your renom is just to continue to roll with that same narrative. And I was like, that is what everybody would think is T-Core. And I said, your third option is that you put up somebody who could also win, but also is not going to get voted out like Tucker. Nobody would have voted out Tucker on week one, I think, because everybody likes him.
Nah, but I thought about telling everybody to vote him out.
Right.
I didn't do it, but I thought about it.
I didn't either because I thought Tucker was so liked that he never would have lost a vote. So this is what's crazy. I immediately, that conversation, I go into the backyard and I go straight to Tucker. And I say, Tucker, I want you to know that I mentioned your name to Angela because I knew Angela was going to go tell Tucker that I threw his name out, right? I went straight to Tucker and I said, hey, I want you to know that I mentioned your name, but then I explained, I just said that she has option 1, 2, and 3. I just wanted you to hear it from me. And so then Tucker thought I was trying to backdoor him. And so he turns on me and goes to Angela. They have a conversation, and then Tucker tells me, he told me straight to my face, he said, Matt, if you need a pawn, I'll be your pawn. I want to play. I want to play a game. He goes, I'll be your pawn. And I was like, and the three plays I had that I never used just out of like my own like integrity is I was never going to press you, Kenny, to leave the game. I was never going to do that. And you mentioned it at times, but I was like, I'm never going to press into that because I want you to be here. I was never going to ask MJ to use her upgrade. And I was never going to ask somebody to be my pawn. And so Tucker comes to me and he's like, I'll be your pawn. And I was like, dude, I'm never going to ask you to do that. But if you do it, then like, if you want to do it, then do it. And he was like, I'll be your pawn. So right before Angela goes in to tell her nominations, I stopped her and was like, hey, I want you to know. Because Angela told me, she said, I will not put you up as a renom if you find a pawn. So I go up to her and I say, Angela, I know that's what you said. Tucker just told me that he would be the pawn. So if you want to do it or not, then it's up to you. And she didn't do it. But on the outside, I thought it was crazy that Tucker thought I was trying to backdoor him. And all I was trying to do was stay in good graces with him and just be totally honest. But then T-Core voted me out because she thought I had her name, like I was throwing her name out. But I didn't. I just said, these are your options. Same thing with Tucker. I just said, these are your options. And they all thought I was trying to come for them. I thought that was weird.
And then T-Core, Tucker went around all week. He was planting seeds about me, obviously, from the beginning because he didn't like me. And then T-Core voted for me because he lied to her and told her that her name came out of my mouth, and her name never came out of my mouth. And so when he was gunning for me that whole
Cedric,
week,
you all right?
probably since the beginning, Tucker was just planting seeds with everyone and switching the stories up. And like, I watched him talk about the conversations after the fact that we had, and I was like, that was not the conversation, but he was telling the house something different of how it went, and like also putting like plotting seeds and like plotting little lies as he was telling people and skewing things to get people on his side against me, and then that's, you know, and then I'm here eating fruit. Crazy.
So is that surprising to you, Cedric?
What?
Like all that Tucker did while you were in the house and you didn't see?
Um, no, because I saw it all in the house. It was surprising a little bit at first, but I saw it all in the house. Like I saw it all transpire because Tucker has a problem with keeping his game like not blowing up. So like as soon as he came to me, and so then I knew he was in an alliance with Quinn that he didn't tell me about from day one. So then I didn't trust him because I don't know if they included this, but Tucker tried to start an alliance with myself, Cam, and Chelsea. So it was the four of us.
What was that called?
Chocolate Persuasion.
What? Wait, what? I haven't even heard about it.
Yeah, because Chelsea and I were like, nah. But it was because I called Tucker Chocolate for like the first few days. And so we were all up in the have not room. And he's like, should we just start something right now? Like Chocolate Persuasion. And we just like laughed it off and laughed.
Man.
But yeah.
Hope you guys have a good night. I gotta go FaceTime my wife. She's texting me on my other phone. I love you guys.
Love you, Kenny.
Can't wait to do this again.
Come on, man. We'll see you soon, brother. Love you, man.
Tell Renee I say hi.
I'll tell the family.
Will do.
Appreciate it.
Renee.
All right, y'all. This is wild stuff. All right, let's take a couple more questions. Let's call it a night, y'all. What do we say?
I agree. Let's do like 2 more. Yeah, that's me. I didn't have the iPad. I was broke. I had rocks and sticks and dirt.
Let's see. What was your strategy coming in, and did you stick to it? How do y'all feel about that?
We can do that one. Whichever one you want to do. I'm with whatever.
I had a strategy that went completely out the window day 2 when I was on the block. I was gonna lay low, cook food for people, be nice and chit chat and just like lay low. And I couldn't lay low because I was on the block, so I just had to get right to work. The next week I was on the block again, had to get right to work. And then after like the first week of making dinner for everyone and like them waiting around for me to make dinner, they got in the habit, like day 3, they're like, wait, where's dinner? And I was like, I don't know, what's for dinner? And they're like, we're waiting for it to be cooked. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'm cooking tonight. Right. And then the next week I was on slop. And then, I mean, I was also cooking for all of the girls that were have-nots with me. So I was like still doing that, but I didn't lay as low as I wanted to because I couldn't, because I was on the block fighting for my life. And then when I wanted to lay low after I won Power of Veto, everyone just started, Matt came up to me, Angela came up to me, Tucker came up to me, and I couldn't really lay low. Plus, you know, I wouldn't be me if I was actually laying low. I tried really hard not to stand out, but that's me.
Yeah.
What about you, Cedric or Matt?
My strategy, I said going in, was like, I don't have a strategy. I'm going to take everything day by day because the moment you have a strategy, it like crumbles. Like, saying in the Marine Corps,
Cedric, I don't know if we can hear you. See if you can unmute. I think you muted yourself. There we go.
there we go.
All right, there we go.
All right. Did you hear anything I said?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I had my strategy was like, we have a saying in the Marine Corps, and it's no plan survives first contact. So my plan was to take every day by day, and then go from there.
That was hard. Let me write that down.
No plans to watch First Contact, bro.
Didn't Muhammad Ali, everybody says they've got a plan until you get punched in the face? That was essentially what happened to me in the house. My strategy was I really wanted to find the most opposite person as me and try to work with that person. And that didn't happen. I also wanted to align with older people. So that's why me and Kenny, I like stuck to him so close because like I really wanted to align with somebody who was older. And then I wanted to target the super fans based off their knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's why when Angela came out so hot, like I was kind of like, maybe she'll paint a target on herself because she was talking about prior season. She was talking about comps like day, night one. And so I was like, whoa. And she was already like moving throughout the house. Like she was afraid to go to sleep because people were going to have conversations. They showed that in one of the episodes where me and Kenny are just hanging out and she comes up and she's like, it's happening. And we were like, what? And she's like, gameplay. And I was like, oh my God, she'll do that every time. So that was like my strategy is I wanted to stick with somebody who was older in the house and try to work with somebody that I wouldn't have been expected to work with.
Yeah.
And
someone different than you.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted. Like somebody with different like faith, spiritual background or like, cause I knew I was like, I'm kind of like a country boy, like type thing. I was like somebody who's like, yeah, I've never like caught a fish or, you know what I mean? I wanted to like kick it with someone like that, but
Who do you think your opposite in the house was? Because that clearly didn't work because you went to Mackenzie right off the bat.
Bro, she came to me. I'm like, this is wild. And then I was like, I'm already in it. Like, so I might as well just ride. But I think it would have been chemo. Maybe because on paper, I don't think it would look like we would be friends. But like, this thing gets shown at all, man. But like, I had a 1, 2, maybe 3 like super good conversations with chemo, and like I cannot wait to connect with chemo after this because like essentially, long story short, was like there was a day I was kind of just talking about like my story and like all, you know, like I was about to get kicked out of my high school. I was like partying like crazy. I was throwing my life away. I was about to get kicked out of school, and then like my principal stepped into my life and started like really giving a shit about me, and it totally changed my life. And so I ended up working for a nonprofit organization that poured into high schoolers because I just wanted to help high school students that were like me, like going nowhere fast. And I kind of was talking about my faith, and chemo came up to me that next morning and he was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, as somebody who's a part of the LGBTQ community, he was like, it meant so much to me listening to you say that. And he was like, it gave me a lot of hope. And I almost started bawling because I was like, I could leave this week, and if it was just for that conversation, then I would have been here for what I was supposed to do. And then that night before AI Arena, I just told him straight up, I was like, hey, man, I'm not here to lie to you. Like, I want to target Angela. Everybody here knows it. And if you keep me here, that's what I'm going to do. Like, you're going to be safe. Like, and then I'm just going to reassess everything, you know, after that. I'm going to go try to win HOH. I'll put up literally anybody who wants to go up, and I'll just make it so clear that I want to go for Angela, and that's what I'm trying to do. She brought up my mom, you know? And so that's what I was on. But I think to answer your question, it might have been chemo, and I would have loved more time to navigate that. Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah.
All right, let's take one more.
One more question. What y'all want to know?
Cedric, did you and Rabina have a thing?
No. Rabina and I didn't have a thing. You probably talking about when we was cuddled up on the look. But that was just strictly like a homie cuddle, you know?
This is a good question. Does your perception of the house guests change once you're out of the house?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's hard. You see what you see behind, what you don't see behind closed doors, and there's a lot that goes on behind closed doors. But then for me, I take the interactions that I had with person for face value, even if they were lies, but I like to think that there's pieces of those that have to be real. And so you know, it's just crazy. And then seeing, you know, um I just watched one of the episodes with me in it, and I saw three people that I was really close with be like, I don't trust her. And I had no idea that they didn't trust me because I trusted them. They trusted me. I thought those were people that like we were on the same page with. So it's hard to see people say those things in their interviews about you, when like that wasn't the case. And I was also only telling everyone the truth because for me in the outside world, how I build trust is on transparency and honesty. So that's how I was being the first week or two in the house, but no one was believing me at all. So it's just like really interesting. And that's why I want to like talk to everyone when I'm out of the house to be like,
What was that?
like what was that? You know what I mean? So then I was like trying to figure out how to build trust in the house through what people needed. Like when I was talking with Chelsea, I was like, what would trust look like to you? And she like answered that because it was like really stumping me that people weren't believing me. And all I was doing aside from the lie about Matt was being honest. So that was like the mind boggling stuff to see. But you know, just chat with people when they get out. It's weird though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. I think, I mean, me and Lisa, we were talking about this yesterday. Is like, I've went ahead and set the precedent that people will act and say things in the house that they wouldn't in real life. You know what I mean? So like, regardless of where that led in terms of like what they think about how they perceived you, or things that you said that they took the wrong way, or things about who you are and how you act that you take offensively. I pretty much went ahead and put the filter in my mind that no matter what anybody says, like Big Brother makes you say crazy stuff. You know what I mean? So like, I don't take a bit of it personally, and I think things will be different on the outside when you know you're not being watched.
Yeah, totally. It's just interesting to watch because like your perspective when you're in there and your relationships with people are so different than on the outside looking in kind of thing of like what's going on and what they say. So I was like, wait, what? Huh? What?
Yeah, I think I got it better than both of you. I think just because I had more time in the house, that I got to know a lot of the people, like kind of for not 100% who they are, but for like the majority of who they are. So yeah, I don't think my perception of anybody changes, and it's really hard to like build a perception of people in that house because you are playing a game. So nobody's really like who they are. And you know what I'm trying to say? So like even the fans and even like the viewers and you know, they don't know who each person is. Like you just know them from Big Brother. Like you don't know them as a person. You just know the persona that they portray in Big Brother. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's a good way to end tonight. Is like, I don't say all I'm trying to say is I don't take any of it personally. Like, I hope to be friends with every single person outside of the house, including Angela. Like, if she gives me the opportunity, and I truly meant that when I said it, and like I would want to make amends with every single person, because we will forever be bonded by season 26 and that experience, you know, forever. And like, that's 16 people amongst millions and millions of people in the world, and hundreds of thousands that apply got the honor to do that. That is an honor to me that I got the opportunity to play. And so every single person I hope to be friends with, who we hang out with more and less from our season, will just like, doesn't mean I dislike anybody else less. You know, it just is a matter of like, I put everybody under the same degree that I hope that they put me to, is that to assess like, in the real world, are you somebody that I want to spend time around, that your values align, that whatever that may be. But I think even today I spent a lot of time processing this, just like in my quiet time, was like, even if it was like actually to be attacked, or it was actually like a personal claim or a shot on your character, then like still at the end of the day, and I'll leave, you know, everybody with this before we head out, like, who cares? Like, you know who you are. And any day that you leave your identity up for grabs, like the world will try to answer that for you. You got to know the people that you listen to, the people that you know love you and know you best, those are the people whose opinions you should care about. So like, it doesn't matter what people say on Twitter. It doesn't matter what people say in the comments. At the end of the day, like, I care about what the people have to say that know me most, and I know love me and have my back because they know me most. And so I don't take it personally with anybody, but it does change your perception a little bit when you're like, man, like their personality that I perceive them in the house is actually different when they're not in the social settings that I was in. So it's very, very interesting. But if we were to leave you guys with anything tonight, be encouraged that you can rest in the fact of knowing who you are. You don't have to listen to people that have bad things to say about you. That life is a purpose. And we, as people who are on Big Brother, hope to be an example that you should be confident in who you are. And we love you, and that's what I hope to leave you guys with at the end of the day. Cool?
Yeah.
Good message.
Come on. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for being here. We love you guys. BB Steph, shout out. Love y'all. Y'all are the best. We appreciate all the love. Y'all continue to interact with us, like, comment, share our stuff. It means the world. It allows us to continue to keep doing stuff like this. So follow Cedric, follow Lisa on TikTok and on Instagram. And we'll keep doing this because we love interacting with you guys and talking about it. So big love. One more screenshot. Give it to him.
Good night, everybody. I saw someone take a night Oklahoma.
Love you guys. Big love. See y'all soon.